When you are first introduced to a group of people, whether it's a job, in church, or some other setting, it's easy to notice love, either by its presence or by its absence. In a church setting, the presence of love is the difference between a hallowed place or a hollow place. As Christians, we are called to love. For we're told, love your neighbor as yourself in Mark 12:31. Paul tells us, if I speak in the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal, 1 Corinthians 13:11. And then Peter says, having purified your souls by your obedience to the truth for a sincere brotherly love, love one another earnestly from a pure heart, 1 Peter 1:22. Friends, there are countless other passages that contain the same message, that Christians are to be loving people. In the fruit of the Spirit, love is the first to be named in this list of qualities that we should have as a Christian. But why? Well, the answer to that is in the definition. The Bible itself defines love in 1 Corinthians 13, verses 4 through 8, that says love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It's not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. Love comes first in the fruit of the Spirit because love encompasses the rest of the list. Joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. None of these attributes can truly be experienced or reflected in our lives unless they are done through love. For example, kindness and gentleness without love are often seen as just empty or shallow gestures. When we speak of love, it's often through the eyes of men and not through the eyes of God. It can be and is often seen as purely superficial. For example, we think of the statement, "Oh, how I love it." So if we take this statement, we could say that we love just about anything, because how many times do we hear people talk about how they love a certain type of food, or they love their car, or they love their job? We use this word love in so many different ways. But we also need to understand that true, genuine love is something that we learn from God. Because we are told in John 3:16 that God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son. We see this love magnified again in Jesus while He was hanging on the cross. He said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Luke 23:34. Now we think about this superficial love, the way that we use this word so often. And friends, it pales in comparison to the greatest love that mankind has ever known. Now we stop and we wonder for just a moment about what it means to be a truly lovable person. A lovable person is one that is patient and kind and just, meaning a person that is wonderful in all ways, a person who would not hesitate for a moment to go and perform some type of act of kindness, who would go the extra mile to help someone who is in need. But a person like that is also one that we are drawn to. They have a gravitation about them that draws people in, because we enjoy to be around loving people. But we're not always like that. It's when people in our lives are at their most unlovable moments that we as Christians are called to overlook their flaws, to overlook the skeletons in their closet, those dirty rags that they're offering to us, the things that are in their past, and respond to them with the love of God. Friends, that's the point of Galatians chapter 5, to fill yourself with these qualities, not to make yourself lovable to others, but to be able to transcend the petty human knee-jerk responses that so many people have, but to actually exude the love of God. When people see us, they can see the love of God in us. We are told that we are to love one another, for love is of God. He who loves is born of God and knows God, but he that does not love does not know God, for God is love. Friends, we thank you for joining us for our program today, and have a blessed day.